Alright, so this is Pup and Bear by Kate Banks and Naoko Stoop. This is another book we got from the Imagination Library, which, if you haven't heard of it, is it's a free program that will send one age-appropriate book each month from birth until age 5 to people near a participating library in the United States. It is definitely fantastic. So, Pup and Bear. I love the kind of chalk art here of it. Very cute. My littles like it. This gives you some, oh, I'm sorry, I think I'm not quite lined up in the shot. But this gives you some hints of some things you can do. But by Kate Banks, illustrated by Naoko Stoop. Pup and Bear. Oh, little wolfies and the night stars. I love the way they do the stars. Alright, for Joel G. KB, for my parents who adopted a dog for me and changed my life. NS. It's copyright in 2017. That's what it was from. And this is the Imagination Library edition is what it is. But it is a fantastic book. Schwartz Wade Books as the publisher. But yeah, you should definitely, if you aren't lucky enough for this to be picked for your Imagination Library book, you should definitely pick it out and check it. But Pup and Bear by Kate Banks, illustrated by Naoko Stoop. Schwartz and Wade Books, New York. Whoosh. Woohoo! Whoosh, when the great gray owl swooped down, screeching, woohoo! The Arctic wolves knew that the big freeze was on its way. Now see how they're big letters? Big, freeze. B and the F are big. That means it is a proper name. It's not just any freeze, any cold. It's the big freeze. And for wild animals, particularly in cold areas, the big freeze is very scary indeed. They took shelter in a snowdrift. They listened to the fierce wind holler and roar. They watched the snow blow in spirals, wrapping the world in a fluffy white coat. Not like their fluffy white coats. Cold fluffy white coat. Snow. See the ice crystals dripping down. But when the winter's bitter cold breath turned warm and the sun appeared, the big melt, again, proper name, came, and one lone pup found itself on a sheet of ice, spinning out to sea. Oh no, that pup's with the family, but this one's not. Oh no, oh no. What to do, what to do? Look at his little face. He's so sad. He's alone. So scary. I love the green wood you have for the sky. The pup slid into the water. He swam and swam and he swam. When he reached land, he burrowed into a snowbank. He was tired and he wanted his mother. Aww. So he swam and swam and swam. He found land and he burrowed till he was buried. So it's a little bit warmer for him. The pup closed his eyes and fell asleep, listening to the throb of silence across the still landscape. Oh no, where's his mother? He woke to the feel of a cold nose against his fur. The smell was familiar. It was a polar bear. "You are not my mother," said the pup, flattening his ears against his head. So when an animal flattens its ears, it's scared. The idea that many people have is that they're trying to imitate something more threatening, like a snake. So if you are with a puppy or a cat and their ears go flat, it means they're scared. That's what they're trying to tell you. "I am not your mother," said the polar bear, "but I can cuddle you and keep you safe." The pup was shy and frightened. "Aren't you going to eat me?" he asked. "Polar bears eat wolves." "Not this one," said the polar bear, shaking her head. "Climb on my back, and I will take you to my den." A den is a place where animals that burrow live. Ooh, look at the birdies. The pup stretched a paw forward cautiously. Then he climbed onto the polar bear's back. I'm having trouble reading today, I'm sorry. And they crossed the tundra under the watchful eyes of a trio of baby puffins learning to fly. Learning to fly. Back at the den, the polar bear licked and cleaned the pup. That's part of grooming the pup. "I am not your mother," she said, "but I can feed you and keep you warm." The next day, they set off across the wintry tundra. Oh, look, they're walking together. That's a big round butt. That is a well-fed polar bear. A little tiny pup. The pup isn't even the size of her leg. When they spotted a walrus with long, sharp tusks, the polar bear bellowed and chuffed. Kind of a chuffed is it's kind of like a throat noise. It's a little bit like a cough. So being threatening. Walruses can be scary. Oh, look at them. They're going on quite the adventure. All the different animals they're running into. "Where are we going?" asked the pup as they neared the water. "I am not your mother," said the polar bear, "but I can show you where to catch a fish." They passed a snow-white goose perched on a nest of eggs. They sniffed the trail of a seal as he tried to outsmart them. Polar bears eat seals. Yum, 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 yum. And they stopped at the water's edge where the fish and the lemmings came and went in the wondrous wheel of life. This is alliterative. That means that the first part, wondrous wheel, first letters match. So we've got like a little lemming, we've got a seal, and a goose with eggs. So many things. The sun shone down on the crisp, crackling snow, and the polar bear rolled in a snowbank. "Come on," she said to the pup. "I am not your mother, but I can play with you." Oh, so kind. Do you have a trusted adult that likes to play with you? It's so fun. They gently let you grow. My little monsters frolic like little puppies. But when the pup tugged too hard at the polar bear's fur, the bear growled. "I am not your mother," she said, "but I can scold you." Then she nuzzled the pup and tickled his tummy. Do you ever play too rough with somebody with you? I know my little monsters sometimes do, and I have to remind them that they need to be gentle. Gently, my dear, gently. Tired at last, the pup curled up against the bear, and they napped, listening to the wind whimper and sigh. I love the kind of bright orange. Their little noses are touching. The earth turned round and round, so that says nice and days, and the big freeze came, followed by the big melt, so another year, until at last the polar bear nudged the wolf, who wasn't a pup any longer. Look, the pup's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I am not your mother, she said, but I know it's time for you to go. She nuzzled the wolf one last time, and the wolf nuzzled her back. Oh, it's time for him to grow up and be an adult. Oh, to be independent, independent. Then he walked out into the wide world. Ooh, see, we have mountains and bushes and trees. The wolf howled to the midnight sun. The midnight sun is because they're north enough that even though it's midnight, the sun's still out, which glowed on the horizon where the day ended and night began. And he was answered by the cry of another wolf. Ow! Ow! Soon he was leading his own pack across the frozen tundra. Tundra is an interesting word. Now, packs are usually families. That's actually how it usually is with wolves. They used to believe different things about them with complex words like alpha and omega. But really, wolf packs are primarily family groups. Then one day, the wolf came upon a polar bear cub huddled in a snowdrift. "Where is your mother?" asked the wolf, but the cub didn't know. The wolf sniffed the cub and rubbed its fur with a wet nose. "You are not my mother," said the cub, cowering. "I am not your mother," said the wolf, "but I can cuddle you and keep you warm." Aw, he was raised by a polar bear, and maybe he can adopt and raise this one. Aren't you going to eat me?" asked the cub. "Wolves eat polar bears." "Not this one," said the wolf, shaking its head. Climb on my back, and I will take you to my den." The polar bear clambered onto the wolf's back. "I am not your mother," said the wolf, "but you can stay with me until you're big enough to be on your own." Polar bears are very solitary creatures. The mamas raise the babies all alone. So for him to be alone, this little baby bear, then probably something happened to his mama. He needs someone to take care of him. And the wolf led the pack back across the tundra, along the path that went round and round in the wondrous wheel of life. So it went on the wondrous wheel. Alliteration, wolf. Oh, look, there's a family of bunny rabbits. There's some puffins and the owl, reminding us from where we started. And look, he's going to raise the little polar bear. And here's some polar bear families. Yep, and that's the end of the story. Pup and Bear. I hope you liked it. I actually love the story, showing that just because someone's not the same as you doesn't mean you can't show them love and kindness. That's what I take from this story. But thank you so much for listening, and you have a great day.